Hi friends, welcome to Tipsedge YouTube channel. In this video, I am discussing GKGS MCQs of mock test part 4 which are useful for all competitive examinations like RRB, NTPC, Group D, SSC and all other state government examinations. Now moving to the first question. Which ancient Indian text serves as a treatise on warfare and military strategy? Answer: Arthashastra. The Arthashastra, authored by Kautilya, also known as Chanukya, is an ancient Indian text that covers military strategy, governance, diplomacy, and economics. It is regarded as one of the earliest works on statecraft and is considered a foundational text on governance and political science. Now moving to the second question. Which inscription describes Ashoka's conversion to Buddhism? Answer: Babru inscription. The Babru inscription mentions Ashoka's deep commitment to Buddhism. It highlights his adoption of Buddhist principles and encouragement for people to follow the teachings of the Buddha. Now moving to the third question. Which Mughal emperor's reign marked the last period of significant power before the empire's decline? Answer: Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb's reign was the last era of significant Mughal power. Afterward, internal conflicts and external pressures led to its gradual decline. Now moving to the fourth question. The Red Fort was built during the reign of which Mughal emperor? Answer: Shah Jahan. The Red Fort was commissioned by Shah Jahan in 1638 and completed in 1648. It served as the main residence of Mughal emperors for around 200 years. Now moving to the fifth question. The Champaran Satyagraha of 1917, led by Gandhi, was related to the issue of? Answer: Indigo plantation workers' rights. The Champaran Satyagraha in 1917 was led by Mahatma Gandhi to address the oppressive conditions of indigo farmers and to demand better treatment and rights for them in Bihar. Now moving to the sixth question. Who among the following was the first Indian to be elected to the House of Commons in the UK? Answer: Dadabhai Naoroji. Dadabhai Naoroji was the first Indian to be elected to the British House of Commons in 1892. He was also a strong advocate for Indian rights and self-governance. Now moving to the seventh question. Under which Act was the Public Service Commission (PSC) first introduced in India? Answer: Government of India Act 1919. The Government of India Act 1919 introduced the Public Service Commission (PSC) in India. The Government of India Act 1935 provided a detailed framework for federal and provincial public service commissions. Finally, the Constitution of India in 1950, under Articles 315 to 323, formally established the Union Public Service Commission (UPSC) and the State Public Service Commissions (SPSC). Now moving to the eighth question. What is the minimum vote percentage required for a party to be recognized as a national party and a state party as per the Election Commission of India? Answer: 6% for national party and 3% for state party. A party is recognized as a national party if it secures 6% of valid votes in at least 4 states in a Lok Sabha or Assembly election and has 4 Lok Sabha MPs or is recognized as a state party in 4 or more states. And a party is recognized as a state party if it secures 3% of valid votes or at least 1 seat in the state legislative assembly. Now moving to the 9th question. Which of the following best describes the electoral system of India for Lok Sabha elections? Answer: first past the post system. India's electoral system is based on the first past the post system of FPTP for Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly elections, where the candidate with the highest votes wins. Proportional representation is used for Rajya Sabha and presidential elections. Elections are conducted by the Election Commission of India with direct voting for Lok Sabha and Assembly elections and indirect voting for President and Rajya Sabha members. Now moving to the 10th question. What was the key provision of the 84th Amendment to the Constitution of India? Answer: freezing the number of state seats in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies until 2026. The 84th Amendment in 2001 froze the number of seats in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies as they stood in the 2001 census and ensured they would remain unchanged until the 2026 census. This was done to prevent changes in political representation due to the population growth in various states. Now moving to the 11th question. Who chaired the National Commission to review the working of the Constitution, NCRWC? Answer: Justice M.N. Venkatchellayya. The National Commission to review the working of the Indian Constitution, NCRWC, was chaired by Justice M.N. Venkatchellayya, and it was set up in 2000 to review and suggest reforms to improve the functioning of the Indian Constitution. Now moving to the 12th question. Which sector is the largest contributor to India's GDP? Answer: services. The services sector is the largest contributor to India's GDP, accounting for more than 50% of the total GDP, driven by industries such as IT, telecommunications, and finance. Now moving to the 13th question. Which of the following is a key feature of the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative? Answer: promoting self-reliance in manufacturing. Atmanirbhar Bharat Self-Reliant India, announced in 2020, focuses on reducing dependency on imports by promoting self-reliance in manufacturing, especially in sectors like defense, technology, and infrastructure, along with creating local jobs and boosting entrepreneurship. Now moving to the 14th question. Which of the following is a major source of revenue for the Indian government? Answer: corporate income tax. Corporate income tax is one of the major sources of revenue for the Indian government. It is levied on the profits of companies and plays a vital role in the country's overall revenue generation. Now moving to the 15th question. What is the role of the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI? Answer: to regulate and promote the stock market and protect investors. The Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, is the regulatory body overseeing the securities market in India. Its main objective are to safeguard investors' interests, foster the growth of the stock market, and regulate market participants. SEBI's headquarters is situated in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Now moving to the 16th question. Which committee is known for recommending the framework for banking sector reforms in India? Answer: Narsimhan Committee. The Narsimhan Committee in 1991 is famous for recommending a comprehensive framework for banking sector reforms in India. The committee's recommendation led to liberalization, restructuring, and modernization of India's banking sector, making it more competitive and efficient. Now moving to the 17th question. Which type of unemployment is mostly seen in developing countries due to overpopulation and limited job opportunities? Answer: disguised unemployment. In developing countries, disguised unemployment is common, especially in agriculture, where more people work than needed. Now moving to the 18th question. The ability of a material to return to its original shape after deformation is called as elasticity. Elasticity refers to a material's ability to regain its original shape after an applied force is removed. Examples includes rubber and springs. Now moving to the 19th question. What causes the blue color of the sky? Answer: scattering of shorter wavelengths of light. The Rayleigh scattering effect causes the blue color of the sky. Shorter wavelengths called blue light scatter more than longer wavelengths called red light, making the sky appear blue. Now moving to the 20th question. Which type of lens is used to correct long-sightedness or hypermetropia? Answer: convex lens. Long-sightedness or hypermetropia is a condition where a person can see distant objects clearly but has difficulty in focusing on nearby objects. This occurs when the eyeball is too short or the lens is too weak, causing light rays to focus behind the retina. A convex lens helps by converging the light rays before they enter the eye, ensuring they focus correctly on the retina. Now moving to the 21st question. The force that opposes the relative motion between two surfaces in contact is called. Answer: frictional force. Frictional force is the force that opposes the relative motion or tendency of such motion between two forces in contact. Now moving to the 22nd question. The boiling point of water decreases when? Answer: during altitude increasing situation. As altitude increases, the atmospheric pressure decreases, causing the boiling point of water to lower. At higher altitudes, water boils at temperatures below 100 degrees Celsius. Now moving to the 23rd question. The atomic number of an element represents? Answer: the number of protons in the nucleus. The atomic number of an element represents the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom, which determines the element's identity. Now moving to the 24th question. Which of the following elements is commonly used as a catalyst in the hydrogenation of oils? Answer: nickel. Nickel, Ni, is commonly used as a catalyst in the process of hydrogenation, where unsaturated oils like vegetable oil are converted into saturated fats by adding hydrogen. Now moving to the 25th question. Which of the following is used in the manufacture of glass? Answer: sand. Silica SiO2 found in sand is a primary component used in the manufacture of glass. Now moving to the 26th question. What is the main product when an acid reacts with a base? Answer: water and salt. When an acid reacts with a base, the products are typically water and salt. Now moving to the 27th question. What is the color of the flame when magnesium burns in air? Answer: white color. Magnesium burns with a bright white flame when heated in the presence of air. Now moving to the 28th question. What is the term for the movement of molecules from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration? Answer: diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of molecules from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration without energy input. Now moving to the 29th question. In which part of the human brain is the center of memory located? Answer: hippocampus. The hippocampus is involved in memory formation and spatial navigation. Now moving to the 30th question. Which of the following is responsible for transporting water in plants? Answer: xylem. Xylem is responsible for transporting of water and minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant. Now moving to the 31st question. Which of the following is a characteristic of amphibians? Answer: they are cold-blooded. Amphibians are cold-blooded vertebrates that can live both on land and in water during different stages of their life cycle. Now moving to the 32nd question. Which process involves the breakdown of glucose to release energy in the absence of oxygen? Answer: anaerobic respiration. During an anaerobic respiration, the breakdown of glucose done without oxygen producing energy and byproducts like lactic acid or ethanol. Now moving to the 33rd question. Which structure in the plant cell is responsible for storing food? Answer: vacuole. The vacuole stores water, nutrients and food in plant cells and also maintaining turgor pressure. Now moving to the 34th question. What does BIOS stand for? Answer: basic input and output system. The BIOS, basic input output system, is the firmware that initializes hardware before the OS as operating system loads. Now moving to the 35th question. What is the function of a router? Answer: connecting multiple devices to a network. A router directs data between devices in a network and connects them to the internet. Now moving to the 36th question. Which of the following is an example of an open source operating system? Answer: Linux. Linux is open source, meaning its code is freely available for modification and distribution purpose. Now moving to the 37th question. Which device is used as an input and output device? Answer: touch screen. A touch screen can receive input by touching gestures and display output by screen visuals, making it both an input and output device. Now moving to the 38th question. Which programming languages is known as the mother of all languages? Answer: C language. C language is considered the mother of all modern programming languages as it influenced C++, Java, and Python. Sun Microsystems developed Java in 1995, later acquired by Oracle. Now moving to the 39th question. Which ISRO mission successfully germinated lobia seeds in space? Answer: CROPS mission as Compact Research Module for Orbital Plant Studies, CROPS. The CROPS experiment by ISRO studied plant growth in microgravity. Lobia, also called as cowpea seeds, selected for their adaptability and nutritional value, sprouted successfully with leaves appearing on day 5, marking a milestone in space agriculture. Now moving to the 40th question. Which launch vehicle did the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO use to launch the SpaceX mission? Answer: PSLV C-60. On 30th December of 2024, ISRO launched the Space Docking Experiment SpaceX from the Satish Dhawan Space Center. The mission aims to develop spacecraft docking, undocking, and power transfer technology. Two spacecrafts as SDX-01 as called as Chaser and SDX-02 called as Target will dock at 476 km in low Earth orbiting using the indigenous Bharatiya docking system. This achievement makes India the fourth country to accomplish such a feat, contributing to future space missions including lunar exploration and the Bharatiya Antariksha Station. Now moving to the 41st question. NASA, in collaboration with ISRO, developed an Earth observation satellite called as NISAR. The NISAR satellite, a joint ISRO-NASA project, is set to launch in March 2025 and delayed from 2024. It provides crucial data on natural hazards and climate change, mapping the Earth every 12 days. With advanced radar, it can collect data day and night, aiding disaster response and resource management. This mission marks a key milestone in the US-India space cooperation. Now moving to the 42nd question. Which mission by ISRO is set to launch in March 2028 to study the surface and atmosphere of Venus? Answer: Shukrayan. The Venus Orbiter Mission VOM is also known as Shukrayan is an initiative by the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO to study the surface and atmosphere of Venus. This mission is scheduled for launching in March 2028. Now moving to the 43rd question. By what year is India expected to have its own space station known as the Bharatiya Antariksha Station? Answer: 2035. India is set to launch its own space station as the Bharatiya Antariksha Space Station by 2035. This station will serve as a hub for long-duration human space missions and advanced scientific research. Now moving to the 44th question. Which is the largest saltwater lake in India? Answer: Chilka Lake. Chilka Lake, located in Odisha, is the largest coastal lagoon in India and the second largest in the world. It is a significant habitat for migratory birds. Now moving to the 45th question. Which Indian state is known as the land of five rivers? Answer: Punjab. Punjab is called as the land of five rivers as it is drained by the Bias, Ravi, Satluj, Chenab and Jhelum rivers. Now moving to the 46th question. The Konkan coast lies along which Indian states? Answer: Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala. The Konkan coast extends along Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka and Kerala. Now moving to the 47th question. Which is the only active volcano in India? Answer: Barren Island. Barren Island, located in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, is India's only active volcano. Now moving to the 48th question. Which state has the highest number of national parks in India? Answer: Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has the most national parks in India, including Kanha, Bandhavgarh and Pench. Now moving to the 49th question. Which is the only Indian state to have a coastal line on the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal Sea? Answer: Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has a coastal line along both the Bay of Bengal and the Gulf of Mannar, connected to the Arabian Sea. Now moving to the 50th question. Where was India's first glass bridge opened? Answer: Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. India's first glass bridge was opened in Kanyakumari. It links the Vivekananda Rock Memorial and Tiruvallur statue as part of a 37 crore rupees initiative by the Tamil Nadu government, enhancing tourism infrastructure in the region. Now moving to the 51st question. What is the rank of India in the Henley Passport Index 2025? Answer: 85th. India ranks 85th in the Henley Passport Index 2025, dropping from 80th in 2024. Indian passport holders can access 57 destinations visa-free or with a visa on arrival. Singapore leads with 195 destinations. The Henley Passport Index ranks passports by the number of destinations their holders can access without a prior visa, based on data from the International Air Transport Association as IATA. Now moving to the 52nd question. Where was the 2024 Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO summit concluded? Answer: Astana in Kazakhstan. The 2024 Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit concluded in Astana in Kazakhstan, bringing together leaders to discuss regional and international issues focusing on security, economic development and cultural exchange. Now moving to the 53rd question. Who has been appointed as the chairperson of the National Commission for Women NCW? Answer: Vijaya Kishore Rahatkar. Vijaya Kishore Rahatkar has appointed as the chairperson of the National Commission for Women NCW, which focuses on safeguarding women's rights, welfare, and addressing issues like gender equality and violence. Now moving to the 54th question. Who has been appointed as the leader of the House in the Rajya Sabha? Answer: J.P. Nadda. Union Minister J.P. Nadda has been appointed leader of the House in Rajya Sabha, succeeding Piyush Goyal, who is now a Lok Sabha member from North Mumbai, Maharashtra. Nadda was nominated to Rajya Sabha from Gujarat by the BJP in February. Now moving to the 55th question. Which team won the 42nd Ranji Trophy title in 2024? Answer: Mumbai. Mumbai defeated Vidarbha by 102 runs in the final of the 42nd Ranji Trophy at Wakende Stadium, Mumbai, by clinching their record, extending in 42nd title. This victory marked Mumbai's first Ranji Trophy win since the 2015 to 2016 season. Thank you for watching this video.